Hey everybody, welcome to Goots' Wrestling Pod. I'm your host, Ray Goots. I'm a big piece of shit. Um, and I'm here with Andrew Lee, bro. Andrew Lee, how you doing, bro?
Hey, how you doing? No arguments for me. Uh,
Hey, come on now. Um, man, what a week. Thank God it's been a week because what a week. Not thank God, but at least we have something because I didn't like this pay-per-view that we're gonna talk about. The Revenge of Taker. That's the In Your House we're up to. But the Taker also had revenge this week. The Undertaker, the real one, not the wrestler, because Hulk Hogan died. Hulk Hogan died this week,
mm,
and it was quite a week for me. It was a very depressing week for me. We also have to go over SummerSlam. We're going to be giving a quick SummerSlam preview, even though
for
nobody cares about this fucking SummerSlam.
for the folks who are listening, who are not aware, Ray Goots' favorite wrestler of all time is actually Hulk Hogan. No joke. This is a shoot, brother. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Hulk
Hulk
Hogan.
Hogan was your favorite wrestler. Hogan was never my favorite wrestler, so I'm not sure how this would feel. But when you first heard this news, it must have been super heartbreaking, huh?
It's yeah. Well. Let me get into like everything. First off, even if like everyone loved Hulk Hogan and he was like a fucking saint, he was a Democrat and Twitter loved him, it would have been hard because you know, I got into wrestling because of Hulk Hogan. The first wrestler I really laid eyes on was Hulk Hogan. The second was Junkyard Dog. And like I said, bro, we've gone over this, but when he lost that King of the Ring 93, I was out. And I didn't go back in until 1998. I mean, I was out. And now that we're watching all these shows, I'm glad I was out because this shit stunk. But he was a big deal to me. I always had a soft spot for him. And then, when when I got into the internet wrestling community, I was really surprised because I think a lot of people think and they try to justify it that there's this venom towards him because of what he said in the bedroom. When he had that went on that N-word rant, right? But dude, the
He
venom
actually had two. He actually had two. The more I did, ever since Hogan died, I've been diving into all things Hogan. There were actually two instances where he said very super bad things about black Americans or black people in general.
what was the second one? The one was the bedroom, or was the other one?
Second one was when he was making. The second one was also like released without his permission thing. So it
Oh,
like
so
so
look
dude,
here.
okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Hogan was super racist. At the end of the day, he was, you know what he is? This is the conclusion I came up to. Hogan is one of those racists like that's like, as long as you're beneath me, I'm okay with it. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, as long as like there's I'm okay with black people as long as I'm always up here and they're always down here kind of situation. Like I'm willing to work with black people as long as I'm getting over, I'm the champion, I'm the
I
top.
mean, that was more than Ric Flair fucking did for black people, you know?
I mean, but I think Hogan was the same thing.
But
Because
I
the
mean,
second,
Hogan still put black people in the main events of pay-per-views
as
and
long as he was, yeah, but that doesn't just that. Okay, I understand that, Ray,
Mhm.
but that doesn't mean he didn't like black people because he is. There's two instances
Okay.
where he was caught on tape.
I would say
The second instance was he was doing that phone call with his son when his son was in jail for
oh, I
making
remember
that,
that. Yes.
and he said if you he was basically saying if you do bad in life, you're gonna get reincarnated as a black person or something like that. It was like it was. It's not good. It's not good. Hogan,
But I would also say, dude, what I would say to you, man, if we fucking put tape recordings in all of these old wrestlers' bedrooms, they would say the same things and probably sometimes even worse. That's my thing. It's like he just
I
got recorded.
yeah, I understand that, but that doesn't mean he wasn't. Is what I'm trying to say,
Yeah,
right?
I know. Like these are the people we're dealing with. We're
Yeah,
dealing with horrible
they're all
human beings.
racist. All wrestlers are. We've said it plenty of times. All wrestlers are probably shitty people in
Okay,
general.
Ric Flair called Teddy Long the N word to his face on the job while he was the booker, and he didn't like main event Sunday's main event with Bad News Brown. At least Hulk Hogan on network TV main evented with a black guy. He didn't call anyone the N word on the job. I mean,
Yeah, he's probably calling them the N word afterwards, but yeah,
in
not
his
on the
bedroom
job.
where you're supposed to anyway.
Jesus, yeah.
Dude,
Um,
I'm just saying, like, if people are gonna go on and on about what he said in privacy, what about when Ric Flair publicly said these things, like on the job? No one seems to like fucking go talk about that.
yeah, because
I
Ric Flair's
guarantee.
not dead yet. Ric Flair's not
What?
dead yet. Because
Oh,
Ric Flair's not dead yet.
that's not gonna be brought up when he dies. I'm telling you right
Yes,
now,
it
no one's gonna
will.
bring up.
Oh, people are gonna bring it up. Not
No,
everyone, but people are gonna. Hey, not everyone brought up that Hogan was a racist piece of crap. The same when he died, and the same when Ric Flair passes away, which is gonna happen, guys. Some people will bring it up, and some people will not bring up that he's
I'm gonna bring it up
not
because everybody.
only was racist, but did harass a lot of women. They were bringing Jim Cornette. When I was listening to Jim Cornette talk about Hogan, he learned a lot. Hogan learned a lot from working with Jerry Lawler when he was in Memphis, including the Hulk up was really something that he learned from Jerry Lawler. And here's the thing: when I was thinking about when I was listening to this, when Jerry Lawler dies, people are gonna bring up the stuff that he did as well. It's gonna
But
happen.
the stuff
This
that
way.
he did, this is my thing that what I got annoyed with people is that yeah, Hogan was racist and Hogan had racist views and Hogan
Yeah.
fucking supported Trump and Hogan. That's ninety
Wait,
percent.
are you trying to? Are you gonna say good things about Hogan? Or are you gonna start?
But dude, like what the things he said and fucking dude, I've heard people that I went to school with, that I went to high school with, that are now like fucking liberals on fucking Facebook. I heard them say worse shit in high school in 1998. I heard they used to call it. I remember when fucking everyone called each other the N word, and they would say racist shit as jokes and stuff. Like I've heard people say a lot of worse shit than what Hogan said in that fucking bedroom. And he wasn't a pedophile like Jerry Lawler. He wasn't a
Mm-hmm.
pedophile. He
That's true.
didn't. He didn't murder anyone like Chris Benoit. Because by the way, everyone liked to compare him to Chris Benoit this fucking week, which is fucking psychotic and stupid. He, at the end
Yeah,
of the day,
that is
he's got a
stupid.
lot in common with a lot of older people that we knew. He was very protective of his money, and he was a little racist. That doesn't mean you're the biggest piece of shit on the fucking planet. All right.
That Cornette did make that. He also I know I hate that I'm referencing Cornette's podcast, but they did a really good retrospective on Hogan. But they made a good point of saying this because he was reading a lot of the mean stuff that people were saying about Hogan on the day he died, right?
And that's what I
And
want to get to.
they were like, wow, they're like, guys, like what he's not on the same level as Chris Benoit. They were
No,
like, he's on the same level as OJ Simpson. Like you can't be doing like if you're taking this route on the day he died or even the week that he died, that's kind of bad taste on your part because
exactly.
like
Yes. Well, enough with Jim Cornette.
Kevin
Let's talk about what we.
Kevin
Let's.
Kevin Nash said it best. He was like, "Hey, this guy just died. His family lost a father and a husband, right? His
Mhm.
friends lost a friend. If you are taking that road, that's on you. You're a piece of shit, you know." And I'm gonna stand by that. I agree with that. Just like, dude, the guy just died. Just like, relax. He didn't murder. He didn't throw rocks at black girls like Mark Wahlberg did. Okay, can you guys just relax? Like, just relax.
He didn't like punch a woman until she lost the baby, like Ice Cube did. But we're not going to talk
Yeah,
about
yeah,
Dr. Dre. One of them fucking did that. But
yeah.
we're
Well,
not going to mention that stuff when they died. No, dude. Here, this is the thing, man. Is that like, man, my uncle, my mom's brother, he was a big asshole. He was a big motherfucker. He was a motherfucker. He could be really mean to my mom sometimes. But you know what? When he died, we felt sad, and I miss him to this day. If he was alive, he'd probably be a pain in my ass, but I miss him. And the thing about it is, man, is that I when someone dies, I choose to. Everyone's a piece of shit at some point in their lives. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
If
yeah.
if
I agree.
someone recorded what me and you say every single second of our day, and you put it in isolation, look what Andrew Lee said out of anger in like 1999. Like, am I supposed to just discount all the good you did in the world? Because the one thing nobody, you know, the more I think about it, because I don't really talk about it that much, is how much charity he did and how much charity he didn't tell anybody about, you know,
Good
and
point.
how he always had time for sick kids, and how he always had time for to give people autographs, and how like he kind of set the tone for what all these guys have to do now, and a lot of it he didn't want to be put out in public, and it's like, okay, so he said that to his son in the jail cell, and he said something in the bedroom, and both were when he thought nobody was listening. But he did all this charity work for all these people. But you're gonna tell me like that's negated by the two things he said when he thought nobody was listening? I don't buy that for a fucking second. I don't think that's how God operates. I don't think that's how the world operates. He helped out a lot of fucking kids, and I'm not gonna help out kids. Fuck sick kids. I don't want to see them. What I'm saying is he's already better than me in that aspect. So it's like, and so anyway, he's dead. This is my thing, because I'd just be sad if he died, but I probably could have just like moved on with my day, right? Because I was headed to the gym. So I write a little Facebook thing about how sad I am that he's dead. I fucking drive. I'm 10 minutes away from the gym. I pull up to the gym. There's already people in my comment section. Dude, this is like 9 in the morning over here. Fucking the guy died at 8:50. I maybe posted at 8:55. Now it's like 9:10. I pull up to the gym. I have a bunch of people. Fuck him. He's a piece of shit. What are you sad about? Dude, the guy's not even dead for like fucking 2 hours, and I'm still raw in my feelings, and you're trying to make me feel bad. First of all, here's the other thing too. He doesn't have the chance to ever try to make up for what he did wrong. He didn't do it. Maybe he never would have. We don't know. He never has a chance to be like, man, I was wrong about Trump. I was wrong about this. I was wrong about that. Let me go somewhere and say that. Let me what can I do? That's gone. He doesn't have a chance to make up with his daughter. That's gone. He's dead. He's fucking dead. And he's only been dead for an hour. And I'm still raw in my feelings. If people are telling me that they're yelling at me. I've never been yelling like that before. Guy's been dead for a fucking hour. He didn't rape anybody. I'm sorry. He didn't rape anybody. He didn't murder anybody. He didn't do anything like that. He brought a lot of joy in my life as a kid. And you're gonna fucking try to make me feel bad that I feel bad that this fucking guy died. You can suck my fucking balls. That's what you can do. All right.
I will say this: I am very glad that my favorite wrestler is Bret Hart.
You know, by the way, Julie Hart has accused him of hitting her. So maybe someone
What?
will bring it up to you when he dies.
What?
His wife said that he used to beat her, by the way, Bret Hart.
Hey, you know what? He didn't hate black people. So, what do you call it? Pick your heroes carefully, guys. You
But
are
what I'm
listening to
saying,
this and you're a young wrestling fan. Make sure your favorite wrestler is Otis. Okay. So,
you know,
'cause,
Otis is
there's something like that. Yeah.
dude, but the other thing too is half these fucking fans are AEW fans, and they love the Briscoes, and the Briscoes probably have more racist backwards views than Hulk Hogan ever has. You know, come on, let's fucking be real about who the Briscoes are, okay? Sorry, the guy got hit by a truck, but let's be
No,
or whatever.
the world knows though. The world knows. That's why
I
they
know,
weren't
but
allowed on. That's why they didn't get
we
signed.
have
You
to.
know.
You know why we forgive them? You know why these fans forgive them? Because their work rate's good. They don't think Hulk Hogan had good work rate. And we've said it before on the podcast, and I'll say it again. If you think Hulk Hogan was a bad wrestler, you don't know wrestling. You just don't know
Yeah,
wrestling.
well,
I
that's
don't
a
think you
given.
see.
That's a given. Any reputable podcast that I've been listening to do the retrospective on Hogan, whether they liked him or not, they all agree that no matter how you feel about him and what he's done in private or whatever, it doesn't change the fact that you cannot deny how influential he was in pro wrestling, and he may be considered the greatest of all time. And his in ring, dude, you know the Voices of Wrestling podcast. Both guys who hosted, they admit they're not Hogan fans, but they
Mhm.
both admit he's not as bad as everyone says in ring. They go
Yeah.
his in ring's not terrible, and they were like, if you go by like Al Snow's rating of how good a wrestler is, but depending on how much you draw, I mean, like he's number one. And Jim Cornette, who's Jim Cornette? That Brian Last. Brian Last was a Hulkamaniac. He was like you. He grew up Hulk Hogan fan, right? So, and he goes, yeah, Hogan, you gotta put him high up there. So whether you're not a Hogan, whether you're a Hogan fan or not, you have to admit how important he is to wrestling. And if you can't admit that and how good of a wrestler, then you really don't know anything. You know, that's
Dude,
I'll agree with that.
I've seen people, and these are like AEW fans. These, I swear to God, these are people who hate WWE. Say that Hulk Hogan was an invention of Vince McMahon. It could have been anybody. Da, da, da. If you honestly believe it could have been anybody in 1984, congratulations. Even though you claim you hate WWE, you've been brainwashed by WWE because WWE wants you to believe at any given moment anybody could be Hulk Hogan because they say he's Hulk Hogan, and that is absolutely wrong. That
Dude,
is that.
both so here's a little background because both podcasts actually do mention this. Hulk Hogan was actually already big before he came. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because he came over and Hulkamania started because he was in the Rocky 3 movie and he was already like selling out. And Vince McMahon Jr., he wants you to believe he created Hulkamania, but he actually didn't. It was Hulk Hogan that created Hulkamania. And actually in the AWA, the last year Hogan was in there, that was their most profitable time in the AWA. 82, 83, when Hogan was at his peak. The only reason why the only reason why AWA didn't capitalize on that was because Vern was, what?
He was an idiot. He was a greedy idiot.
Yeah, he was an idiot. He was an idiot, and he didn't make the offer to Hulk Hogan that Vince McMahon Jr. did. He said Vince McMahon Jr., one thing he's about him is when he sees the golden goose, he moves heaven and earth to get this guy whatever he wants. And that's the mistake Vern Gagne made. If Vern Gagne didn't make that mistake, we'd be watching AWA's Summer Brawl night 1 and night 2.
Probably not, because I feel like one way or the other, Hogan would have just fucking left Vern Gagne. But you know what Vern said to Hogan? You know what Vern said to Hogan? And
what did Vern Gagne say to Hogan?
Vern Gagne wanted all of his Japan money.
Yes.
And Vern Gagne wanted 90% of the merch money. 90% of the merch money. Guess what you got? Nothing, and you lost your home, you stupid fuck.
By the way, Jim Cornette, they were talking about this back in 82, 83. Hulk Hogan was working AWA New Japan Pro Wrestling, right? Do you know this is what they said he was making every week in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He was making $10,000 back in 82, 83. That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous amount of money. And in AWA, they were only working half the month, 15 days out of the month. That's why Hogan was doing that. He just was it was,
you know what Hogan does?
Was profitable, and AWA, you had a light schedule. You know?
Do you know what Hogan does right after he wins the title of Iron Sheik? He goes to New Japan.
Yeah.
Because let him go to New Japan.
That was part of the thing that Junior gave him, right? He said, if you come to me and leave Vern, you can keep doing your New Japan thing. Because Hogan didn't want to let that go because there was so much money in that, you know? And the only difference is Vern's going, give me half that money, even though I don't deserve it. And Junior's going, no, that's you. That's all your thing. That's all your thing. You do that. And then you keep all that, but just work for me. I won't bother you with that. And Vern's greedy. Vern was greedy and he lost everything. Don't be greedy.
All of these promoters were fucking morons.
Yeah.
And half these wrestlers were fucking morons. And yes, somebody, obviously, eventually, let's say Vince McMahon and Hulk Hogan both blow their brains out fucking 1980, right? Yeah. Eventually, yes, somebody would have went, hey, Ole Anderson, you want to put your stupid fucking show on USA? Probably would have said no because he's a fucking idiot. But let's say he says yes. The show would have done okay. But I guarantee you, it'd be like the roller derby right now, bro. Let's just be fucking real. Ric Flair and Tully Blanchard, as good as they are, they're not going to get me invested to the point where I'm yelling at you or I'm my day's being ruined because people say fuck Hulk Hogan the day he dies. Like, it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. It's going to be something, this cute little side thing, but it's not going to fucking, at the most, it would probably, like, Arthur Ashe would be like the biggest thing they ever sell out. I'm talking about all of pro wrestling at this point. It's just not going to happen. If there's no Hulk Hogan, I can't see a world where I see Ric Flair on the TV and I want to keep watching.
Yeah, no. Hogan was a one of a kind. They would have never. Junior would have never succeeded this way with anybody else.
there's
There's
no
nobody
viable
else.
option.
There's
There's no
nobody
option.
else. Yeah. There's no option.
So
Anybody who
the big,
believes that there is, you're an idiot. And here's
the
another thing
two,
too. The territories were still thriving when Hulkamania was coming in. It actually is what kind of killed off the territories, right? But
someone was going to kill the territories off, bro. It was going to happen. Are you
everyone
there?
says that, but that's a hypothetical. Nobody knows that for sure. Nobody knows that for sure.
Because somebody is going to get on national TV and they're gonna want what Vince got. You like ultimately, if you're Bill Watts and you get to be on NBC, you're not gonna want to fucking go all over the country and become a fucking the what Vince McMahon has become. It's gonna happen. Someone's gonna try for that. Someone's eventually gonna be. Why are we just sitting in fucking New Orleans when they want to put us on
Yeah, but
NBC?
I mean, AWA was already in expanded, right? It was
Yeah.
already it was I believe it was all the way even in like Oregon or California, but it was still a territory, is what I'm trying to say. You know?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is eventually somebody would show up. Like it just makes business sense. Somebody's gonna show up, and I'm saying this is a world without Vince McMahon, Hulk Hogan. Someone's gonna show up to fucking NWA, or Ole Anderson, or Bill Watts, or Tully Blanchard's dad, or somebody and be like, "Why are we just sitting here? Well, we can't go to fuck the Crockett's. The Crockett's can suck our fucking balls. Let's go book an arena over there." Like someone's gonna have that. It doesn't make any sense to just sit around and have a territory system. What like
Well, if I had anything, I would say you're giving those promoters a lot more credit than they
I'm
deserve.
not
I
giving them
think they
promos.
were.
I'm getting someone's gonna show up and be like, "This is fucking stupid." And if all these promoters are like, "Well, I think I should just stay here," the
Well,
guy's gonna be
that's.
like, "You know what?
I
Why
think
don't you sell?"
that my personal opinion is I think that is what they would say.
That's what they're gonna say. But you know what? Someone's gonna say because he's gonna see that you have Junkyard Dog, you have fucking Tito's. I don't know whoever. Then sell me the fucking promotion, Fritz von Erich, and I will put your sons on NBC because there's money to be made here. There's no reason they should just sit here when we have cable, we have pay per view, we have all these things. There's no reason to just sit here. So if you want to just keep sitting here, I'll give you like fucking $20 million. Give me the fucking company, and I'll put it on NBC. Someone's gonna come up with that idea. It's not the most revolutionary idea, and and if you do put Kerry Von Erich and he's off drugs in this alternate reality, Kerry Von Erich's off drugs in 1988, you put him on NBC, he's wrestling like, I don't fucking know, Kamala. That's gonna catch some people's eyes. So eventually there would have been one company eventually. I don't know who it would have been, but someone would have came with the idea. It's too good of an idea not to do. I don't think they would have been as successful as Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon, but somebody would have had the idea. The territory system was doomed.
All right. Um. Yeah, probably would have been. But we'll never know
We'll
because
never know because Hogan.
Hogan's the one who did it. Hogan's the
Here,
one who did it.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I gotta say. Also, like a lot of shit. They did a lot of stupid booking decisions in the other companies. Like if they fucking just had Nikita Koloff beat Ric Flair for the title, there might have been a little bit more of a competition out there. If they had Lex Luger beat Ric Flair for the title, there might have been a little bit more competition. It's not like they were doing everything right and fucking Vince McMahon shot like, yeah, I don't know, like fucking like shot up the crowd or something. Like they were making a lot of stupid decisions. We've
Mhm.
seen the stupid decisions live on pay per view when we've covered these shows. So it's not like, dude, that's the thing. It's like, even if Hulk Hogan wasn't around, like the dumb decisions that the Crockett's are making in the late 80s, like,
Yeah. But
yeah,
that's
it's
why I'm saying I don't think I think all these me like I said, me personally, I think all these promoters would have been bumbling over their own feet. You know, they at the end they're just
there would have
they
been no
want
wrestling. There-
yeah,
Then
it would have
in
been
that where they
territory.
just go out of business, there'd be no wrestling right now. So,
Yeah.
you know. But I'm gonna say this because we keep talking about Jim Cornette. Let's talk about how we feel. Um, like maybe if people came to me like a month from now or 2 months from now and said to me, when you were upset about Hulk Hogan, but because people went after me when things were so raw, you're never gonna make me feel bad for feeling bad that Hulk Hogan died. And the fact that people did that, I think that says a lot more about you than it says about Hulk Hogan. All right. I think that says a lot more about you. And liberals with this fucking thing where they overreact, where they're like Hulk Hogan's burning in hell and this, that, and the third. You make it very easy. You make it very easy for Trump to win a third term. That's all I'm going to say. You're not likable people. You think you are. Just because you sit on the internet and complain about Trump all day and fucking watch AEW, that doesn't make you a good person. Because the way you react to things is not how good people react. And that includes making people feel bad when a fucking guy dies at 71 years old. So again, suck my fucking balls. All right? That's how I feel.
You gotta get new friends. You have like too many shitty friends on your
Oh, I
fucking thing.
blocked. No, oh, no, no. I blocked everybody. I blocked everybody.
Yeah,
I did
because I
that.
don't have people like that in my life. That's just crazy.
I was
You
shocked.
you
I was
gotta
shocked
be
that people.
you need to be a better judgment of people.
Well, these
And
are Facebook friends. These are not like no one in my
yeah.
real life. These were
Oh, okay.
Facebook people. No one in my real life. Like nobody fucking called me up. Was like, "Oh, fuck you, but Hulk Hogan." People, dude, more people reached out to me with condolences than when my parents died. When this fucking guy died, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. So let's talk about the next thing that's coming up.
Oh, SummerSlam. Uh,
SummerSlam, but so you're not saying it with the gusto. Come on, it's SummerSlam. First
well,
two
when they
night
announced
SummerSlam.
when they announced that it was gonna two night SummerSlam because they announced like a year ago, I was like, oh, they're gonna like. I would assume they're gonna try to make this a big deal. Like they're gonna like set up. Like I would assume as a booker, oh, a year from now, I got to do my first ever two night SummerSlam. That's a tall order. We've never done that. So I better like get a really good storyline and start building to it in January. They've put no fucking effort into this SummerSlam, bro. They put no effort.
Um, Maybe I would say this. I'm looking at the card now. Definitely night two is looks way better than night one.
Let's go. Let's go over night one. I got the card here. I'll read it to you. You tell me if you're excited in your prediction. First match on night one, August 2nd. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill.
Nope. You?
No, I'm not excited. Who do you think's gonna win? I'm gonna give it to Jade.
I think Tiffany's gonna win.
I think it's time to pull the trigger on Jade Uso over in WWE. It's not.
I don't think so. I think that project's over. Me personally.
You gotta get more centered, otherwise I can't use these clips.
Oh, I would say that project's over.
All right. Well, here's a project I wish was over. Even if this match is, I don't. If this match could be 5 stars, I'm still not going to be excited about it. Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. This match
No,
right
I don't
here.
care about I don't care about that. Wait, is Drew McIntyre back in the States yet or no?
If I were him, I would just never come back. The fact they booked me in this. Um, I don't know. And I don't care. As of now, we're recording this on Tuesday. I don't know. Who do you have? Who do you have to win this? I'm gonna go with Jelly Rolls gonna win.
Yeah, Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll has to win because he's like a celebrity and you gotta let him win. And I don't what's his name? Logan Paul's a heel. He can take a loss.
This
So
is this is everything I hate about TKO Triple H WWE. This match right here. This is just a complete waste of everyone's
yeah,
time.
I
It's
agree.
insulting.
They
It's
think Jelly Roll is like Mr. T or something. Ain't gonna help draw.
fucking atrocious. Okay, this match is probably the only match I'm really excited for in night one. Gunther versus CM Punk. I
Yeah.
have a feeling this could be match of the night.
Who do you
But
think's gonna win?
I want Punk to win. I think he needs like one world title reign before he retires. But I think Gunther's gonna win.
I think Gunther's gonna win too. Um, I am not expecting this match to be good because I think CM Punk's body's not like where he needs to be. But I'm hoping I'm wrong, and this is like a sleeper hit. Like this is a great match. It's possible that could be a really good
I liked
match.
the triple threat at WrestleMania. I thought that was good. So maybe this could be the same thing. Judgment Day versus that's Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez versus Charlotte and Alexa. I don't care about this.
Me neither.
I would give it to Judgment Day. What about you?
I would give it to Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair.
No, really? Okay.
Yeah.
This I'll say this about this match. This is an important. I think this is the most important match on the night. We have Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Do I think it's gonna be a good match? No. I think it's important. You want to know why? Braun Breaker has to win. We have to now establish Braun Breaker as the guy going forward. How do you feel?
Um, I think it would be good if Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed won. Definitely, it would help them. I don't think losing, winning does not help Jay and Roman at all. They're already
Yeah.
established, right? Yeah. So you do a tag team match where you have these up and coming guys win. I think that would really help. This could end up being a really good match. I really enjoyed watching Bronson Reed steal Roman Reigns sneakers. That was so fantastic.
I
Um,
like Braun Breaker's speech. This is my ring now. This is my
yeah.
camera. He's stepping up in a major way.
hmm Um, people pointed out that Eddie Kingston had done the thing where you steal the person's sneakers, but I was like, man, that's different. This actually matters, right? I was
Dude,
like, that's different.
somebody,
No, that's totally different. This actually mattered. This actually.
did you
I
see,
don't even. Do you remember? Do you remember when Eddie Kingston did that? He stole
I
somebody's
don't, I
sneakers.
don't, I don't remember
I
anything
don't
about Eddie
remember that
King.
at all.
Dude, somebody brought up that somebody shared on Squared Circle Jerk that Cody Rhodes gonna be on Hot Ones this week, and somebody wrote Eddie Kingston just fell on his knees at the KFC, and they're like, and then they did like if he was on Hot Wings, you eat 50 wings before he noticed the hot sauce. Like, give me more wings, partner. Like, because he's fat, you know.
Oh my gosh, Eddie Kingston stole the Young Bucks sneakers. Oh, it's so funny. How do we not remember this? I do not remember this at all.
Really fucked up. Although I do like the fact the Young Bucks pay tribute to Hulk Hogan. Those guys are so great. I appreciate that.
Yeah. By the
Um,
way, there's one more match, night one.
Sami Zayn versus Karrion Cross. I don't get Karrion. I don't get how people think Karrion Cross is any fucking talent. I really don't. He is as generic as it comes, man.
Karrion Cross needs to win though. He needs this win.
Well, according to Fightful, he has to sign a new contract, so this might be him losing and leaving.
Mm, that's possible. Absolutely, yeah. Okay. If he didn't
Okay.
sign a new contract, yeah, I'm gonna say he's losing his,
No,
and he's going out. Yeah.
I'm gonna say this night two is definitely the better night, and I'll tell you for
Ooh,
one reason.
yeah.
This match could become match of the year if it's done right. TLC, the Wyatts versus Andrade and Ray Phoenix versus DIY versus Fraxum versus the Motor City Machine Guns versus Street Profits. I think this could be number one. If this is not match of the weekend, I'll be very shocked. This could be match of the. If they do this right, man, we have something special. Are you excited for this?
I'm excited for it, but I don't think it's gonna be match of the year or anything. I think there's too many cooks in the kitchen, right? It would work better if there was only like 3 teams, but there's 6 teams in here. That's 12 fucking men. I think it's gonna be a spot fest. But it's probably gonna be fun to watch. You know, I'm
I,
I'm excited. I'm also excited for this match. You know,
I think Shelly and Saban. I think they know this is the biggest opportunity they were going to have, and I think they're going to fucking ring general. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're already having meetings with all these guys, being like, "We're gonna steal the company, not just the show." I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this in a way I'm not looking forward to anything else this weekend. I will be there Sunday night to see that match. I will not be there. I'll be watching the show. Next match, Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles. I think Dominic has to win.
this is also a match I'm looking forward to, though. This match is intriguing to me. I think AJ Styles is still a fantastic wrestler. Dominic's got the juice. Um, I would love to see Dominic win, but um, I don't know. I want to see him win, but I don't know if he will. It's AJ Styles, right? So
I think it's time at this point. It's time to start treating Dominic and Braun Breaker like the future because they are, and you need to get them in place to be like the top stars within the next year or two. It's time to start taking them a little bit more seriously. Both of them. And Jake and the next guy we're about to talk about, Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sokoa. Jacob's got to win. How do you feel?
Jacob's got to win, but this is also another match I am looking forward to. I think both guys know, hey, this is for us to elevate ourselves, right? And they're going to everybody's gonna look to try to steal the show, right? And I feel like they're like where they put them in a steel cage, right? I think they're gonna go balls to the wall. I'm going with Jacob, but this is also I am interested in this match.
Yeah, it should be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Next up is another good one. These women have not had a bad match since they started competing against one another. Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria. If Lynch wins, Valkyria can no longer challenge for the title. I'm gonna say that Lynch is gonna win. I don't know, but Lyra Valkyria has really stepped up since WrestleMania in a big way. She's been
Lyra Valkyria.
whatever the fuck her name is. Who cares? She's really stepped up this
Dude,
age.
we we've been watching her since NXT UK. How do you still not know how to pronounce her name? That was like a long time ago. Uh, I'll be honest
Well,
with you, I
I
don't care.
haven't really been watching Raw until after WrestleMania, so like I just kind of gotten you, and I thank God she changed. Her look is so much better now. Like she changed her look a lot since WrestleMania.
Yeah, I don't care for this match.
Dude, have you been watching the series they've been having? They've been having really good matches on pay per view. These two.
I'll probably check it out in this one, but I'm just not interested in this match.
Dude,
Yeah.
watch their Money in the Bank match. It was pretty good. Okay, next up, and this could be another fucking oh, wow. The night two is so much better than night one. Naomi versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky. Now, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley fucking brought the house down at Evolution, and Naomi's got something to prove. So again, another special match, I think.
Um,
Oh, I'm gonna go by the way with Naomi's winning. So
yeah, I think Naomi is probably gonna win. She just got the dude. She just got the title. It'll be insane to throw it off of her. You know.
and I think
So,
she should lose to Stephanie Vacquer at the next pay per view if she can
yeah,
lose.
I would say to me this is not interesting because I think this is one of those. I think this is like the most predictable match. You have
Mhm.
Naomi win, and you have like I think like Io take the pinfall so that you kind of save Rhea from looking bad. But I think it really would have. I think originally it was probably supposed to be Naomi versus Rhea, but they didn't want Rhea to look bad losing, so they probably put Io in there. That's what I think, right?
Mhm.
So it is what it is.
And then now I'm not looking forward to this at all. I gotta tell you, I hope they have an angle plan for this match because they're gonna go last and they're not gonna be able to compete with the rest of this card. I mean, every match in this card blows them away. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. This angle is dead in the fucking water. I don't give a shit about John Cena anymore. This has been the worst heel turn in history, especially since we've been watching all the WCW stuff where we got the best heel turn in history with the Hulkster. Uh, I'm gonna say Cody wins, but something fucking crazy happens. There's a crazy angle. The Rock comes out. There's a double turn. You gotta do a crazy angle because the work John Cena can no longer move. He can't move anymore. You've got to do something
So
crazy. What about
I
you?
am actually looking forward to this match because I agree with you. I agree with you. Something is going to happen. That's why I'm interested because I agree. Something big, I feel like, is going to happen. They have to end it with something big.
It can't just be a regular match. You've got to
Yeah,
do a
yeah.
something
You
crazy.
can't just be a regular match. Yeah,
Like I'm talking like fucking. They take Hulk Hogan's coffin and like throw it at Cena's head or something. You got to do something insane because Cena can't move. He can't move.
yeah, yeah. Cena has. I mean, that's why he's retiring. That's why he's retiring, right?
We'll retire
Um,
fucking Sunday, bro, because these matches are painful.
yeah, I think something's gonna happen. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not even a long match.
I'm gonna say Rock's. I'm gonna call this Rock's involved and it's a double turn. Cody's a heel, Cena's face at the end.
Oh, I wouldn't do that because Cena. Well, I don't know.
I mean,
I
the
don't know.
other thing I would do and is that they faked Seth Rollins' injury and he cashes in on Cena, but they just did that last month with Naomi. So that'd be kind of no, you can't do that. I definitely think The Rock is gonna get involved somehow.
Yeah, and yeah, I would hope The Rock's involved, but we'll see. Something crazy is gonna happen. I feel like something crazy is going to happen. Maybe Mr. Iguana shows up. I have no idea.
Tony
But
Khan.
there's still lots of tickets left. They haven't sold anything out. Night two has like
First of all, that stadium's a pain in the ass to get to. I'll say this, man. If this was in Vegas, I would probably go to night two. Because it's very easy to get into that building. It's very easy to find parking. Same thing with if it was in SoFi. I would probably go to one of these, even though I'm not looking for the card. But I gotta say, if I was in New York, I wouldn't be going to either night. WrestleMania 35 was a pain in the ass to go to. It wasn't fun. And to go to that building twice in one weekend, good luck, bro. Good luck to everyone doing that because I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, there's still about like 2,000 tickets left for both nights. So, yeah, there's like still about 2,000 tickets left. Oh, so you guys can if you're in the tri-state area, you're still able to go to a historic first 2 night SummerSlam.
If someone said to you, because you live in Jersey, I have free tickets. Do you want to come with me? Would you go, or would you just be like, it's paying too much?
Because I live legit 15 minutes from this stadium.
Oh, okay. So you would just okay. So if anyone has free tickets,
I live 15 minutes from the stadium. I go to the stadium every Saturday for the flea market. So
that's right. So you know what you're doing. All right. So maybe you'll go to SummerSlam. Okay. So here's why you all are really here. I guess I don't know. I'm kind of glad all this stuff happened this week because I did not like this show, man. Revenge of Taker. Listen, brother, if you want any fucking like everyone, Vince McMahon created Hulk Hogan, was all Vince McMahon, Hulk Hogan, blah, blah, blah. Watch this fucking show. Watch this fucking show. This guy has no clue what he's doing. This guy has no clue what he's doing. I'm talking about Vince McMahon. It was a horrible fucking
Vince
show.
McMahon Jr. Has put this pay-per-view that Vince McMahon Jr. has put together is not a good one. No. I'm hoping we breeze through this because this was such garbage. We are talking about, of course, the 14th edition of In Your House, Revenge of the Taker. Takes place April 20th, 1997 in Rochester, New York. Over 11,000 people are in attendance. Pay-per-view buys, 142,000 pay-per-view buys. Let's do a little bit of comparison. The In Your House before Revenge of the Taker, which was In Your Final Four, had 141,000 pay-per-view buys. So for In Your House, pay-per-view buys is pretty, it's doing what it normally does. However, on the other side, in WCW, Spring Stampede, their April pay-per-view in April 6th had 210,000 pay-per-view buys. So WCW is still kicking WWF's ass in April 97 as far as when it comes to drawing power. So, and I don't blame the fans either. This was a terrible show.
Oops, sorry?
And I was like, yeah, and I totally get the fans because this is a terrible In Your House show.
This is a terrible show. By the way, the other thing is, I saw someone write that AEW exists in spite of Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon. I would argue that AEW only exists because of Hulk Hogan. Do you think Ted Turner gave Eric Bischoff Nitro because he fucking loved all of Rey Mysterio? Well, Rey Mysterio wasn't there yet because he was like, oh, I really want to see Eddie Guerrero wrestle on fucking national TV. No, he gave it to him because of Hulk Hogan, and because of Hulk Hogan and the ratings they got, they were able to bring in Rey Mysterio and all these other people. And Tony Khan has been copying the formula of Nitro this entire time. So if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, there'd be no fucking AEW because TNT wouldn't have taken a chance on fucking this loser if they didn't know, yeah, it worked before, so we're gonna go with the formula, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I think everybody probably knows Hulk Hogan. If you're watching wrestling now, it's because of him, you know, at the end of the day. But all right, let's move on though. There's no Hulk Hogan on this show, unfortunately. As someone who's been as we have been rewatching all the shows in pay-per-views in 1996 and 1997, Hogan was very entertaining. You know, I'm enjoying his NWO stuff. You know, for the most part.
If you watch how we're doing, we're watching in order. You can see how Vince McMahon has no clue where to go once Hogan leaves. He has no clue where to go. And and even now in April 97, he's got the guys. What is the crazy thing about this show, how bad it is? All of these guys become the top guys. It's not like he fires all these guys and new guys come in. Everyone on this card gets shuffled around, and then they destroy Nitro. And you watch the show and you're like, how the fuck did he do that? Because this show stinks. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah. So the intro of In Your House, Revenge of Taker, it highlights the issues that Undertaker has been having with Mankind, their history, and on commentary we got Vince McMahon Jr., Jerry the King Lawler, and Jim Ross, and they also give us a recap of what's been going on with LOD, Legion of Doom, and Davey Boy Smith and Owen Hart in their feud, and that's going to lead right into our first match. It is for the tag titles.
Can I say something really quick about the recap? When they
Yes.
showed, because I think the LOD just shows up in March, when they showed that they already had them lose the Godwins, if I was Hawk and Animal when I went to the, I would be like, Vince, why did you bring us back? Why are we here? Like, you could have just said that you don't have anything for us. Like, why are we losing the fucking Godwins on Raw? Come on, man. It's not even been 2 months. They're getting pinned by, and then Animal just lays there. They're getting pinned. The fucking body Adonis were kicking these guys' asses. You're being pinned by the Godwins? Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, it's for the tag titles, Legion of Doom versus the champions, Davey Boy Smith and Owen Hart. Animal, he overpowers Owen Hart to start the match. And while this match is happening, they go to the back and they show you that Steve Austin, Stone Cold, is arriving. He has arrived to the arena. And on commentary, they start talking about hats, particularly JR's hat, because they don't give a fuck about this match either. They're just talking about hats. Let me tell you something about Vince McMahon Jr. He is the one who made JR, Jim Ross, wear that Stetson hat, that cowboy hat, right?
I like him in the hat, though. I like him in the hat.
Yeah, I know.
I
But
like him in the hat.
if you listen to Jim Ross, and Jim Ross, he doesn't hide it. He was so against it at first. You remember he was like, I don't want to wear it. Junior was right. The hat was like
one of the few things he's right about. The hat was a great idea.
I hate it when the scumbag is right about something, you know. But he was right about the Stetson hat. He was right. All right, I'll say that. Hey,
it's just like the little touch that makes him look like a star. It's like a little thing too. Like you wouldn't think that
so much. It's iconic. It adds so much to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little thing. So anyway, Animal's the most powerful person in this match. He's overpowering everybody. He power slams Davey Boy Smith in the second turnbuckle to win the match, actually. But referee Mike Chioda comes in and he says, actually, Animal pinned the wrong guy. You know, Davey Boy Smith was not the legal man in the ring. So they have to restart the match, and LOD hits a doomsday device on Owen, but Bret Hart comes in and he breaks up the pinfall, which causes a DQ. And then after this match, you know, Owen Hart and Davey Boy Smith, they run away, and they're in the back with Doc Hendricks, and Doc Hendricks lets them know, hey, by the way, guys, while you get wrestling, Steve Austin, he came to the arena. So we're going to circle back to that later on. But going back to this match, this is a terrible opening match. I hate the fucking ending. C-.
Horrible match. And here's the other thing, too. It's like the LOD get in the ring, and people are chanting for the LOD. They're excited to have them back in the company. Yeah. And they just start selling and selling. And there's a point where I think like Hawk gets in the ring, and they're like, LOD. And then he just like fucking gets hit with like an enziguri, and he just leaves like a sack of shit, and everyone just gets quiet because nobody wants to watch these guys sell. Nobody wants to watch these guys have regular match. They want these guys to steamroll to get most of the offense. The LOD can lose as long as they get most of the offense. Nobody wants to like it's like having Goldberg come in and having him lay there while fucking Kane stomps on him for like an hour. No one wants to see this shit. It was fucking and also Legion of Doom's not good when they're selling half the match. Yeah. It was fucking horrible. And then the finish was fucking stupid.
Yeah, finish was stupid. You're right. Everything you said is right. I can't complain about. I can't argue with you on that. So let's move right along. They show you that Brian Pillman and Sonny, they let us know though those two are in the superstars hotline room, taking phone calls. And I was like, oh, they already gave up on the AOL chat room. I guess they are over that. I don't know.
They definitely had the vibe that something was going on. Like they were like fucking Pillman was like really giving off a strong vibe, like I am fucking her, you know?
Yeah, was there
They
they
were the most
really
entertaining of the
put
show.
they really put Sonny on the back burner now.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that long ago that where she was like all over the pay-per-views. And now she's not even allowed like in the arena, like anywhere near the ring. She's like in the back somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
And it's almost like she's in the doghouse. And um
Well, she took, I think around this time she takes an office position. So she was a member of the office. Like she had an expense account. And I forget what it was. Maybe like it was more like broadcast, but she had an expense account, which not a lot of people did. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know, man. Like it just seems like a waste of her. Like, why is she not in storylines? Like, why is she not managing somebody? Why is she not
is
in
this
the
when Sean is still having sex or they already broke up?
This is in a month or two, Sean's gonna say to Bret Hart, "You've had sunny days," implying that he fucked her.
Oh, okay,
So,
so they're already. I think Sonny and Shawn Michaels are no longer an item at this point, and maybe Shawn
so
Michaels
Sonny
said
has, so what I'm thinking, if we deduce things, because now Sonny and Bret Hart both denied it. I also don't think Bret Hart would ever admit that he took Shawn Michaels sloppy seconds. What I
to.
think is happening is that Sonny has moved on to Bret Hart. Vince knows it, and Vince is like, I can't put her in storylines because she's starting to like shit's getting weird. So he downplays her because he can't downplay Brett and Shawn. And it does come back because Shawn Michaels says on live TV, kids at Blade School asked them about that the next day. Why did Shawn Michaels say that about your dad? The Sunny Days thing. So like it blew up. It blew up. Like the family questioned Brett why Shawn said that. That's coming. That I think happens in June. So we're at the end of April. So
I don't think Sonny and Bret Hart did, and
I
this is
think
the reason why. This is why I think Sonny is not a good person, and she lets everybody know everything. Right? She goes like, "Yeah, I fucked this person." She's not she's unapologetic about it. Right? I think if they had sex, she would have already said that she had sex with Bret Hart by
I,
this point. By this point,
I
yes.
think no, because I think Bret Hart's kids would hold it against him. I think that's the one affair they would hold it against him because
Yeah,
that
but
like
why does Sonny care about that? She doesn't care about anybody. Why would she fucking care about that?
she does
Dude,
she does
if
dude,
she reveals this, it's her chance to get on more podcasts and whatever.
I think sometimes people do keep certain things secret, dude.
All
I
right.
think they
Well, I personally don't think they did because
I,
she
well,
just.
well I've known Sunny and you never met her, so I think this is
I've met
something
her.
she would.
I've met her, dude.
Have you hung out with her?
I didn't hung out with her, but I said I've met her. You're not. It wasn't like you were like close friends with her, brother.
We were talking on the
You're like,
phone. We
oh, I
talked on the
forgot
phone.
you guys were roommates. I forgot
I
about
know
that.
her more
Okay.
than you know her. You're telling
That's
me this
fine
is what
with
Sonny
me.
would
But
definitely
that's
do.
fine with me.
You don't know this
But
person.
you're acting like you're fucking like bosom buddies with her. You're not, dude.
I
You're
mean,
not.
she's the
And
closest brother of the
your opinion on what may or may not have happened with her Bret Hart holds just as much weight as what I would think. We're
Okay.
both doing
She's my
hypotheticals.
closest friend of the 1997 WWF roster. Okay,
Okay,
can
all
we
right.
submit that?
All
Like,
right,
I'm not
okay.
friends with anyone else in this
I
roster.
will give you that. I will give you that.
Bro, but I'm
You
just saying that, like, if I had to put money on, again, we don't know. For all we know, her and Shawn Michaels are lying. Well, Shawn Michaels has never admitted to fucking her. She could be lying about the Shawn Michaels thing, including Bruce Pritchard. For all we know, we weren't in the building. We have no idea what happens. For all we know
No,
right now, we were just,
I think Shawn Michaels did admit to it in his book.
well, you know what? He could be lying too, because we weren't there in the building. We weren't with these people. So we don't know anything. We just have to take
Well,
everything at face
why
value.
don't if you guys are listening to this, let us know if you think Sonny and
I'm
Bret.
I think that they fucked. I think that they fucked, and you can't. I think Brett is a little bit more weirder about spreading business than Sean is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it would be a bigger problem for Sonny if she
In
started.
Bret Hart's own autobiography, he admits to multiple affairs.
I know.
That
All
his
right,
kids
then you're
could
right.
have
You
read.
were there, so you. By the way,
Okay,
neither
no,
one
I'm
of us
just
were there. We
saying.
don't know if they fucked. I would.
Yeah,
If I was Bret Hart, I would have fucked Sonny. So
I think he tried because they admitted that they kissed. I don't think she gave him the pass. Is what I think happened.
well, anyway,
Um.
listen, we'll never know. We'll never know.
Anyways, hey, but we gotta move along because we've got a real important star coming up, and it's
See,
Kevin Kelly with
this is why they had to get rid of.
Rocky.
This is why Vince had to get rid of these two fucking guys. Because even now, 30 years later, we're arguing over whether or not they fucked Sonny. Because this fucking idiot went on live TV and said you have sunny days. Like, we're like, it doesn't even matter anymore. This is why the company was in the toilet. Because these two
Yeah,
fucking morons. This is why Hulk Hogan want to put over Bret Hart. That was the other thing. People kept going on and on because Hulk Hogan want to put over Bret Hart. Fuck Bret Hart. Business was in the
yeah,
toilet with this guy on top, and I like him. He's my friend. Anyway,
yeah. So Kevin Kelly, who's my friend,
did you
he
hang
is
out with
in
him?
the
Bret
he,
Hart.
he's in the back with Rocky Maivia, and they're talking about, hey, you lost to Savio Vega on the Raw episode of the South African episode of Raw, and he's just like, yeah, uh, I did lose, but I'm gonna beat him tonight, and that's gonna lead to match number two. It is for the Intercontinental title.
Did you notice at the end of the promo, he looks into the camera and it looks like he wants to do the eyebrow and then he stops himself? Did you notice that?
No, I didn't notice that, but I
Go
believe
back
you.
and watch. He looks right into the camera and it looks like he wants to do something with this. He makes like this facial and then he just goes back to neutral. And I think he was like, I'm going to do the eyebrow. And
Yeah, I
then,
think Rocky knows at this point things aren't working, right?
yeah.
Things
Mhm.
aren't working, and he knows he has to do something extra, but he doesn't know what it is yet, but he knows
Yeah.
he has to do something
I
different.
feel like he did the eyebrow in the mirror at home and he was like, oh, I should have done it on TV. And then like he's there, and to himself, he's like, I'm gonna I'm gonna do the eyebrow when Kevin Kelly talks to me. I'm gonna do it. And then he gets to the point he's like, nah, I think Vince, man, I don't know. Maybe it's stupid. I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, maybe he second guessed himself. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, but things you could see he knows things aren't clicking, so he knows he
Yeah.
has to like change stuff up. But it's not going to be here. This is for the second. This is the second match for the Intercontinental title. Savio Vega, who comes out with the Nation of Domination, they're going to be facing. He's going to be facing Rocky Maivia, the Intercontinental Champion, who right away starts beating on Savio Vega without even taking off his title. He just starts beating on him with the Intercontinental title around his waist. Farouk in a arm sling comes out and he joins commentary and he issues a challenge to that idiot Ahmed Johnson. He goes, "You idiot! I dare you to take on all members of Nation of Domination. Take us all on." And while this is happening, D'Lo Brown back in the ring. D'Lo Brown, he a member of Nation of Domination. D'Lo Brown distracts the referee during a Rock cover, and the Rock gets up and he has to fight back. He hits the Rock bottom, which isn't his finisher at this point, and he only gets a 2 count. Savio Vega throws Rocky out of the ring onto Crush, who's a member of Nation of Domination, on the floor. Crush turns around and he does his heart punch, which is one of the worst finishes of all time. He does that heart punch on Rocky and causes a count out for the Rock. So Rock loses to a count out. Savio Vega is annoyed by this because he's like, dude, you just cost me from winning the belt because I can't win on count out. And he starts arguing with Crush. Farouk and Nation of Domination, they all get in the ring and they're like, hey, everybody calm down. And they all just start beating up on Rocky Maivia in the ring, all of Nation of Domination, until Ahmed Johnson runs out with a 2x4 and he makes the save. And like an idiot, he goes, yeah, I accept the Nation of Domination's challenge. I'm going to take on all of you guys. This is another terrible match with another terrible finish, another C- for me.
Here's the problem with this match, because Rock starts trying.
Yes.
Even if this match was kind of good, the camera is on Farouk the entire time. The camera is just
Mhm.
on Farouk doing commentary. They do a split screen, and it's just him. And eventually, I'm just looking at Farouk's stupid face going on and on and on. And his promo's not bad. It's not a bad promo. But what the fuck are these two guys doing in the ring, killing themselves? Then they wonder why Rock wasn't over at this point. It's because the whole thing is about Ahmed and Farouk. And I'm like, you couldn't do this on Raw? Why are you doing this on a pay per view? People paid money to see these, in theory, to see these two morons wrestle, and instead the camera's on Farouk doing an angle, and
Yeah,
it's not good. It's not good. It does nothing for the nation. It does. The only person that gets over is Ahmed Johnson. To build to another match, you built that. By the way, that Dwelling match is at the next pay per view. But my whole point is do that on Raw. Like I paid to see Savio try to win the IC belt. At least, again, in theory, who knows who get In my theory is nobody wanted to actually see this fucking match, but it's just stupid, man. It was really bad,
yeah,
and it doesn't get me excited for. I'm just tired of Ahmed and Farouk at this point.
yeah. Mhm. Tired of everybody in this that was involved in this match. So I was wrong about the AOL chat room. It's actually still around, and Ken Shamrock is in it, and he tells what do you call it? And Vince Jr. tells us that hey, Ken Shamrock might challenge Mike Tyson on Raw. I'm like, really? Oh, that's pretty interesting. Did that ever happen? No.
Um, that never comes up. I think that they were. I forget when he did the ear bite. Because I remember nobody wanted to hire him when Vince, but like whatever they were going to do with Mike Tyson doesn't happen until next January. Mike Tyson wasn't going to wrestle Ken Shamrock, and Ken because whoever loses looks bad because they're both real fighters. So
Exactly. Yeah.
um, what they did was okay. I was shocked that they brought up his name, but I do remember they teased that angle and they just abandoned it.
Mhm. So we're in the back, and we got Doc Hendricks, and he is with Sable and Mark Merrill. I thought that was very interesting. When they were first coming out, it was Mark Merrill and Sable. They
Nope.
this time now it's Sable first, then Merrill, and they're both in leather. They're both wearing shades. They look like they're from fucking The Matrix. And Mark Merrill says, he's injured right now, but he was injured, but he'll be back from injury. And while they're doing this little promo, we see in the background Steve Austin go into the men's room. And while he's in there, you hear like all this ruckus. It's like a beating happening. And then you see Owen Hart and Davey Boy Smith like run out of the bathroom with rods in their hand. And then Earl Hebner runs into the bathroom. He's like, "Oh, somebody get help! Austin's been injured." So I like the way they did this, where they're filming an interview and
Mhm.
something happens in the middle of the interview. But I also thought it was really interesting that they were like Sable first and then Mark. They already know
you
Sable's a big
you could
star.
tell you could tell that this was a Vince Russo idea because they hadn't done. Vince Russo likes taking a normal segment and having it go into a chaotic direction. So Russo slowly starting to gain influence around this time, but this was a Vince Russo idea, and it's a good idea because
Yeah.
it gives you the sense that things are happening all throughout the arena during the show, which they don't do anymore. They don't have that feeling anymore.
Um,
They try, but it's very
no,
like
I think these days they kind of still do every once in a while. Didn't they
yeah.
do one recently post Vince McMahon where they were doing this like backstage thing where it was like a one long camera shot where like things are
They do
happening
that
as
kind of.
yeah, like on Raw. I remember seeing it. It's not done like the best, but they still kind of do it every once in a while. But I like it when they do stuff like that. Yeah, I do like that. This one was done particularly well. So yeah. Oh, this next thing was not done well. Uh so the real Double J, Jesse James, he comes out singing the song with my baby tonight because he's the one who really sang it. He comes out singing his theme. And while this is happening, they also recap the issues Jesse James has with the Honky Tonk Man. And the Honky Tonk Man comes out and he goes, "Yeah, you rejected me. So here's my protege, Rockabilly." And it is a repackaged Billy Gunn. Oh man, Rockabilly. Because get it, guys, Rockabilly is another genre of music like Honky Tonk is. You know, if they kept this going, they should have brought out a wrestler called Hip Hop. That would have been actually. I'm okay if they kept doing it.
There's still time. You can still do that.
And then yeah, they could come out with somebody named Dubstep. It would have
You
been
know what?
awesome.
They could Fraxum could become hip hop and dubstep.
Yeah, hip hop and dubstep. Yeah.
Mhm.
So and then you know what? Fucking turn Tozawa, repackage him as K-pop, right? um.
Yeah,
So
but
anyway,
as long as you keep the wonton moonsault, you know that Jerry
yeah.
Lawler.
Ramen noodle moonsault. Yeah, I
No, the
remember that.
ramen noodle moonsault. Well, the
Ramen
wonton
noodle
moonsault is a
moonsault.
very
Oh, so good. Oh, so good. So Junior, he asks the honky tonk man who's on commentary with them, hey, Billy Gunn, he knocked the shit out of you on Raw. Like, how did you get him to be your protege? Like, didn't he beat the crap out of you? Like, he knocked you out and goes, oh, well, I made him a great offer. So now he's my protege. So we're going into match number 3, Jesse James versus Rockabilly, who keeps dancing. Like, he'll do some move and he keeps dancing because it's this new gimmick. He's Rockabilly, so he's dancing a lot. And this keeps costing him during the match. Whenever he gets a slight edge, he starts dancing, and then Jesse James, like, beats him up. And then Jesse James starts dancing too. But the only difference is between Rockabilly's dancing and Jesse James dancing is Jesse James dancing helps him like keep regaining the lead in the match until he gets thrown out of the ring, and then Jesse James comes back in the ring and he just cradles Rockabilly to win the match. Honky Tonk Man is mad, so he gets his guitar and he tries to hit Jesse James with the guitar and he misses. This was not a long match. It was only 6 minutes, but it felt like the longest 6 minute match I've ever seen in my life. This is a C. This was not good. So far, everything on this pay per view is like
this
it's like
this
a
was
TV
this
show.
was this was this was beyond not good. This was one of the worst fucking things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I This match was so bad. And first of all, you debuted a new character, and you have him lose. That's first of all, the
Yeah.
new character
Oh my
shit.
god.
But then you have him lose. You have Vince McMahon being like, he just turned on you. Why is he now working with you? Like even Vince is like talking about how dumb the storyline is, and he's the fuck and like he never does that. Honky Tonk Man has no, because Honky Tonk Man is probably like, yeah, it is fucking stupid. I don't know why this guy's with me. This was one of the worst matches I've ever seen on pay per view. And what's crazy to me, because honestly, dude, I would have fired. Like, Road Dogg is so bad in the ring. I mean, he's like, how the fuck is this guy? You know, he told Blake Monroe, what I heard, I don't know, but I heard apparently he told Blake Monroe, just do what we tell you, don't think for yourself or something recently.
Really?
That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true.
Blake Monroe admitted to this?
No, someone said it. I don't know if it's true, but it kind of seems like something he would say. Like, you know, like sometimes you hear something, you're like, well, that's kind of sounds like something this guy would say.
Yeah.
But he's so bad at wrestling. I can't believe he's still in it. But my whole thing with this match is like, I would have fired both guys as soon as the night was over. And I'm like, there's no future with these guys. And what's insane to me, what's wild, what is wild is that these guys become one of the biggest tag teams in history in only a few months. I like watching this match. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Like the fact that they had so much dog shit and they made it work is insane to me. Like, dude, when I went to SummerSlam '98, which was the second wrestling event I ever went to, I bought a New Age Outlaws T-shirt. They get a pop at the Garden like they're the fucking Beatles, and
Yeah,
they're
this is
stinking up the
as
joint here.
terrible as this match is. This is what's gonna lead to one of the greatest tag teams of all time, right?
Yeah,
This feud, which you know how
unwatchable
bad
thing.
do you know how bad this feud is? I would put
This is one of the
Shane
worst matches
Douglas
we've seen in years.
and Shane Douglas and Pitbull number 2 feud above this feud.
Everything on the ECW show is better than this. Everything.
Yeah, yeah. And this little feud is gonna lead to like one of the greatest tag teams of all time. It's crazy.
And
By the
like
way,
and like it's they when they joined DX, they saved that fucking group from being a shitty ripoff of
yes,
the NWO.
yes,
And
they
it's
saved the group.
dude, it's fucking like because I love the New Age Outlaws as characters, and I'm
Oh
watching
yeah.
this. I would just fire these guys. I would just be like, there's no future. There is these. Not only is there a future, these guys are like the hottest guys. It's fucking insane.
No, no, Billy Gunn and Road Dogg, they're the kind of wrestlers that they'll never be really successful singles wrestlers, but they're very good in tag team wrestling. They're
Yeah,
like
man.
good for tag team wrestling. Yeah. Billy Gunn, if you think about it, he has been in so many successful tag teams. If you think
Mm-hmm.
about it, Smoking Guns, right? Um, New Age Outlaws, Billy and Chuck was successful, and even the Acclaimed, right? Like whenever he's involved in something, like as a group, he's fantastic. What do you call it? By the way, I would rank New Age Outlaws above the Dudley Boys. I would definitely do that.
Um, yeah, I would too. I mean, they definitely are better on the mic. You know, they don't have
Yeah,
they don't have to like they don't have to yell and tell people their mom's a whore for
yeah.
2 hours. Like these,
So
um,
Doc Hendricks,
bro, fucking you know, the more this show stinks, right? The show stinks, but like, bro, when you think about that, not only does he win the war, he takes WCW out of business with most of this roster. Dude, it's almost like it defies logic. Like if you told Eric Bischoff this in April 9th, he'd be like, "There's no way he's gonna drive me out of business with these people, with Billy Gunn. You're an idiot." And look what he did.
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Man, he hit the lowest and he went to the highest somehow. I can't believe people like I say this is a terrible show. I can't believe people paid money for it. But speaking of money, we got the next segment is Doc Hendricks. He is plugging this Undertaker door banner, right? That $30 plus shipping. The thing is so expensive. I was like, why is this thing so expensive? It's expensive even for today's time. This is 1997. Like I would never pay this much money for this Undertaker door banner thing. Would you?
No, I wouldn't pay $1 for it.
Yeah.
It, it's awful. It's not even
Yeah.
like it takes up your whole door. It's not even a good picture of the Undertaker. It's like this stock photo that they had. It's horrible, and they should be ashamed that they sold this.
Yeah, and it's
And
so expensive. It's 30
dude,
fucking dollars.
it's so expensive. And
Yeah.
that's 97 money.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
97 money.
97 money. Yeah. Dude, you know it's expensive for now and it's like 1997. It's like, "Oh my god, that's you might as well have said $1 million." It's like the same difference.
You know, have you by the way
$30 plus
have
shipping.
you
Oh,
seen CM Punk's new shirt?
no. Let me see.
It's based on this album cover, this punk album cover from Bad Brains. It's the lightning, but with Chicago in the background. That's only $5. I'm like, oh, this shirt's so expensive. It's $5 more. Only $5 more than that stupid fucking banner. It's $34,
Oh my
$35.
god. But remember, that's not including shipping. So it was probably like more like
But
$36.
that was probably how much the fucking banner costs.
Yeah, it's crazy. By the way, I loved seeing CM Punk's face during the Hulk Hogan 10 bells.
Bro. I wonder,
The face, the look on his face.
you know what I would
Wow.
do if I was Nick Hogan? You know what I would do if I was Nick Hogan? And I
What?
don't know if he did this. He might be a coward, but I wouldn't be. I would have my first person we went up to is CM Punk and asked for a photo. And seen if CM Punk like how he talked to me. Like if he was like, oh, I'm so sorry your dad died. I know I said a lot of things, but his match with Macho Man at Halloween Havoc 96 I would just go right to CM Punk's face and be like, hi, hey, can I get a photo? Because what
Yeah,
is he gonna say? Your dad was a piece of shit, or is he gonna take a photo with me?
he can't.
Everyone
The the amount of crow that Punk has been having to eat since returning to WWE is so It's like so
because
fantastic. Oh, I
you
love it.
know like because Punk knows that like if Triple H like if he blows off Nick Hogan or doesn't say anything to him, they're gonna say something to him like, Punk, come here. Come on, you got nice to Nick Hogan. His fucking dad died. I mean, take the photo with him, bro. And so he
Yeah,
had to go there and like, oh, hi, Nick. That's what
yeah,
everyone who talks shit about my dad, I would have went up to them and been like, can I get a photo with you? and seen what they did. And I guarantee they all would have probably kissed Nick Hogan's head. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, that was great. Oh man, I hope you're okay. That's what I would have done. I don't think Nick Hogan has the balls, though. I don't think Nick Hogan has the balls. But
I don't think Nick Hogan cares. I don't think he cares enough.
he probably doesn't. I don't think he's into wrestling. He probably doesn't even know how half these guys are.
Yeah, I don't think he's into wrestling at all. Yeah, I don't think.
He probably was like, hey, probably thought CM Punk was like the janitor.
Yeah.
It must be nice to be like, oh, by the way, like Dave Meltzer hates your dad. Who?
Yeah, he'd be like, who's that? Was he in Thunder in Paradise? Like,
who?
I don't
The
think
president called me and said that he's sorry that my dad died. I don't give a shit about this fucking Dave Meltzer.
Damn, Nick Hogan looks rough sometimes. I'm looking at some of the pictures of him. He fucking aged terribly. And there's some pictures of him, like his like jail pictures. He just looks rough. When he got a DUI, ugh.
It's not a good day to be Nick Hogan.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. Anyway, let's keep going because pay-per-view is almost over. Kevin Kelly and Gorilla Monsoon, they're in the back with Steve Austin. And because Austin just got back in the bathroom and they go, all right, we want to.
I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry. By the way, you said something that like shipping with the CM Punk shirt. Actually, this week because of SummerSlam, there's free shipping, so it's cheaper than the wall banner from 1997.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's how many years is that? That's like
28 years.
Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. What were they thinking with this door banner? What the fuck were they thinking with that price? That's a ridiculous price. You can find it right now on eBay for $100, by the way. So Kevin Kelly, he is with Gorilla Monsoon Austin in the back, and they're like, "Hey, Austin, you want to call it off? You just got attacked." And he goes, Austin's like, "No, I'm gonna keep fighting. I'm gonna keep fighting." And Gorilla's like, "Yo, you need medical attention." And Austin's like, "Brett's gonna do medical attention." And Gorilla Monsoon goes, "All right, but you know what? I'm gonna help you out, tough guy. I'm gonna put your match last." Even though it's not the championship match, I'm going to put your match last. That will give you some time to recuperate and heal up a little bit. And then after that, we got another backstage announcer named Lance Wright. He is with the Hart Foundation.
This was very interesting.
Yes.
What happens to this guy?
What?
You know what happens to this guy?
Yeah, he goes to ECW.
Yeah, he becomes a manager in ECW. I never knew he was in WWE.
Yeah, this guy Lance Wright was only in WWF for like a cup of coffee, and then for some reason they just didn't like him. They got rid of him, and he ends up going to ECW. How long is he in ECW, Ray?
He's in there for a long time, and I don't know what happened to him. He's like one of those guys that you have to really be obsessed with wrestling to like remember and like worry about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Lance Wright, he is with the Hart Foundation, and he goes, "Hey, did you guys beat up Stone Cold Steve Austin in the bathroom?" And David Boy Smith's like, "Oh no, we were minding our own business. Austin attacked Owen first, so we were just defending ourselves." And Bret Hart basically goes, "Yo, look who's crying now, Austin. Look who's crying now."
I like that. So I like how short and sweet Bret Hart was.
Yeah, I like that. I like to see
the less he talks, the cooler he is.
Yes. Then we're gonna go to because that Austin Bret Hart match go last, we're gonna get the WWF Championship match next. And what do you call it? Doc Hendricks they show you a video package of Undertaker, Mankind, and Doc Hendricks. He is with Paul Bearer and Mankind, and they say that Mankind says this is going to be his greatest night ever when he wins the WF title. We're going to the penultimate match, WWF Championship match. Mankind, who comes out with a fire extinguisher, and his manager Paul Bearer versus the champion Undertaker, and they start fighting even before the bell rings. Undertaker had gotten burned in the face, so he has like bandages over his right eye, and so Undertaker is fighting kind of handicapped, but it doesn't matter. He's in charge. He shoves Mankind into the guardrail, back of the head first, not once but 2 times, and then he throws him into the crowd. Taker just beats up on Mankind until Paul Bear gets on the apron, and this distraction allows Mankind to hit Undertaker in the face with the urn. Jim Ross tells us that, by the way, during this match, Jim Ross tells us that Vader is actually in Kuwait awaiting a judge as Mankind starts beating Undertaker. Yeah. For those of you guys don't know, Vader will attack a television reporter on TV in Kuwait, and then he's in jail. And they leave him in jail for a bit until they get him out eventually.
This is like you nowadays. I feel like Trump would make this a thing. Like I feel like the internet would make this a thing, and Trump would make it a thing. But back then it was like, what did you do? You're on your own. We're like, how could you be this stupid? And they fucking hit the road. Like what he did was very dumb. You know?
That was the general consensus. Yeah, they were like, "Why would you do fucking something like that?" That's what everyone was saying. We got rest in peace chants from the crowd, which power up Undertaker until Mankind smashes a glass pitcher on Undertaker. Mankind hits Undertaker on the head with a chair, and he drops an elbow from the second turnbuckle to the floor. Taker does fight back, though, and the referee ends up getting squashed between them. And Mankind puts the mandible claw on Undertaker, and then Undertaker is out. A new referee comes in, and then Mankind puts the mandible claw on the referee, takes the referee out, and then Mankind brings some of the steel steps into the ring. Undertaker drop kicks the steps into Mankind and hits him in the face with a chair. Then Undertaker takes Mankind's masks, and then he rips it off, and then he slams the steps into Mankind, who goes flying over the apron through a table. Undertaker does a choke slam, but Mankind still kicks out. So Undertaker goes, "I got to give him a tombstone," gives him a tombstone, wins the match. Then Undertaker starts stalking Paul Bear around the ring, but Mankind. So what's supposed to happen is Mankind. The match is over, right? And Undertaker's stalking Paul Bear, and Mankind is supposed to throw a fireball, and he's trying to throw a fireball in Undertaker's face, but Undertaker like gets out of the way, and it's supposed to be thrown in Paul Bear's face instead by accident. But the whole problem is Mankind can't light the flash paper, right? He's trying his best, but he just can't light the flash paper. They do this 2 times, so like you can see like Undertaker and like Paul Bear waiting for Mankind, and it's just not happening. A fan even offers a lighter. I don't know if you saw this part. A fan in the crowd starts offering him lighter. Hey, you want to just take this lighter? So what do you call it? Undertaker calls an audible, and he takes the flash paper from Mankind, and he just lights it up right into Paul Bear's face, saying that, "Hey, here's my revenge for you guys burning my face. I burned your face, Paul Bear." This is the match of the night. I gave it a B. What did you think?
I'll tell you. So what did I think of Undertaker versus Mankind at In Your House: Revenge of the Undertaker? I thought it was the most I could say is okay. I kind of feel like the juices run out of this feud. That I think they knew it. I just think they didn't know where to go after Undertaker got the belt. I think they wanted to save Undertaker Bret Hart for the summer. Yeah, I mean, it's so funny. It's so funny because I remember I got back into wrestling, right? And it's June of '98, and they announced Undertaker Mankind at King of the Ring '98, and I'm like, again? Why are these guys wrestling again? What the fuck can they do? And they answered it by they had to throw fucking Mankind off the Hell in a Cell for it to be even remotely interesting again. Because here's the thing: nobody was looking forward to Undertaker Mankind match at King of the Ring '98 because this match happened so much. It's just kind of boring after a while. And I think that's the other thing. I think there's a reason why they never went back to it. Like when Mankind did these big returns, he never fought the Undertaker because it's like we've seen it all. There's not much else they can do, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. While it is the best match on the show, if you see the rest of the matches, it's not really saying much, right? It's just an okay match. It's It's like the best turd out of all the turds, and it is. Yeah, at this point, I'm like, oh man, it's like I'm kind of sick of this feud, and the ending was kind of whatever it was. But yeah, it is what it is. He has Junior is running out of ideas because this is not even the only return match we're seeing. The main event we're also seeing is a match that we've seen multiple times already, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And we're gonna get into it. It is Doc Hendricks. He's with the Heart Foundation, and they're tapping all over the American fans because this is Heart Foundation is doing that weird, pro Canada, anti America. And Bret Hart says he's gonna cripple Austin. I'm gonna beat everybody up. And this is match number 5. It is the number 1 contenders match. Bret Hart, who comes out with Davey Boy Smith and Owen Hart, but he gets sent to the back. And so Bret Hart's going to be alone facing Steve Austin, and they start fighting right away. Austin sends Bret into the steps. Then they fight in the fans, the crowd, and then Steve beats on Bret until Bret drop kicks and causes a referee bump. Then Bret he takes a chair and he hits Austin's left knee. And then we see, while during this match, we go to the back and we see Paul Bearer getting put into the ambulance because he got burns all over his face. Going back to this match, Steve Austin starts fighting back, but each time he tries to fight back, his knee keeps getting hurt, giving Bret Hart the edge. Bret Hart, he low blows Steve Austin and then superplexes him. And Steve hits Bret with the knee brace and puts the sharpshooter on. But then Owen Hart and Davey Boy Smith, they come out, and Steve has to break out a sharpshooter. Davey Boy Smith hits Steve Austin with a chair, causing another disqualification in a 5-match card. You're telling me there's only 5 matches on this wrestling card, and 2 of them end in disqualification. That's fucking terrible. Bret Hart tries to use the ring bell on Steve, who counterattacks, and he bits on Bret. It's crazy how just a few months ago, not even a few months ago, like a month ago, these guys will have one of the greatest matches of all time in pro wrestling. And then, like, literally like a month later, they have this massive turd. C-. This is a terrible pay-per-view and a terrible way to end the pay-per-view too.
The thing about this match, this is the thing. Austin's constantly on the offensive because they made it a storyline. What they should have done, and I don't know what they should have done, was had a regular match. Save the storyline for a Raw. I will say SmackDown. There's no SmackDown yet. For a Raw, because it has to incorporate the storyline into the match. They can't really have the match they've had. It's so funny because after I got back into wrestling at the beginning of '98, I was back at the video store and I saw this show. And I saw that Bret Hart and Austin are on it. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to rent this. It's Bret Hart and Austin again. And then I was like, what the fuck is this? And maybe I have my expectations too high. Maybe I want to rewatch it here. No, it's not good. And it's not good because they're spending, again, most of this card, they spent getting over the storyline over and not getting over the match. And all the matches on this card, including Undertaker and Mankind, suffer. So, yeah, it's again, now rewatching it all these years later, it's worse than I remember. It's not a good match. And although next night on Raw, they do a really good angle where Austin, that's the angle where they put Bret Hart in the ambulance and Austin's driving the ambulance and beats the shit out of him in it. You ever see that angle?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's tomorrow night. So it leads to a good angle on free TV, at least. Overall, I say avoid this show, and I am shocked to admit, because I thought the other show needed a lot of work. I think WCW wins April.
Yeah, I agree with you. April is the first month in 1997 where we have 3 pay-per-views, right? WCW, ECW, and WWF. All 3 at the end of the day aren't that good, but WCW Spring Stampede in April is the best pay-per-view out of all 3 of them. So that puts our count as 2 for WWF.
Hold on, I gotta count. June, July, August, September, October, December, February, now April. 8. WCW is winning with 8. WWF has 2, and draws have 2. And
yes,
ECW.
that's the count I have. Yep.
ECW was number 2. So I think it goes for April. The rankings. The best show was Spring Stampede. The second best show was Barely Legal, and the worst show by far was Revenge of Taker.
Yes, absolutely. But so that's exactly the count I have. So still going strong, 1997 WW. Tell us what's up next.
But you know, it was all Vince's creation. Actually, Vince was like, you know what? I'm gonna create. I want WCW to win for a little bit. That's why That's how smart he is. Okay, what's next? You know what's crazy? Like this happened with Sabu. When Sabu died, I was in a mood to like talk about Sabu, and then we didn't get any of his matches for months. Same thing is about to happen with Hogan. We don't see Hogan again for a while. So the next 4 weeks, next week, it's In Your House, A Cold Day in Hell. It's Stone Cold versus Undertaker. In 2 weeks, it's Slamboree 97, which is the NWO Wolfpack. No Hogan. It's X-Pac and the Outsiders, or six, whatever the fuck you call this guy.
Yeah.
First is Ric Flair, Roddy Piper, and Kevin Green. Then in 3 weeks, it's King of the Ring 97, which is Farouk versus Undertaker. And then in 4 weeks, it is Great American Bash 97, which is Macho Man versus DDP in a death match, which is maybe not death, maybe it's false count anyway. It's some type of fucking match. Anyway, so no Hogan for a month, and more actually more. Hogan doesn't show up again until the end of July '97. So there's 5 weeks ahead with no Hogan.
Still looking forward to a WCW paper because right now they're just better shows.
King of the Ring '97 is good, so I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, okay.
I remember, and I don't know if I didn't like it because there was no Hogan on it. I remember not liking Great American Bash '97. Maybe I'm wrong, but I am not looking forward to. I never seen A Cold Day in Hell. It's because the card looks like shit to me. I'm not looking forward to A Cold Day in Hell, and I'm not looking forward to Slamboree, because also that kind of looks like not that great. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong, and Slamboree be the greatest show I've ever seen in my life. So.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, guys, that's the podcast. Subscribe, leave us a comment. If you like Hulk Hogan, obviously you're a good person. So yeah, that's it. Hulk, dude, I can't believe this is the other thing that's great. We are in a world where there's pro wrestling, but Hulk Hogan's gone. Like gone, like he's dead. Like there's I can't believe that. Like that to me is like it just feels I don't know what it feels like because like there's never been someone this associated with something for this long. Like even Stan Lee, when I was a kid, he was just like some old figurehead. And it was like he was, but like Hogan was
it would be like if
it's hard.
I'm trying to think, but it would be like if they started making like Indiana Jones without like Harrison Ford or something like that.
Or,
like
yeah, I don't know.
You know what it was like? You know what it's like?
George Lucas, and they keep going with Star Wars, something like that.
Yeah. Or like when basketball, I mean, he didn't die, but like when Michael Jordan like really left basketball and it just kind of was like you're seeing basketball without Jordan is kind of weird, It's like yeah.
And you're gonna
and there was a period where when after Jordan left, like basketball like didn't recover. Like the viewership never recovered,
Bro, there's gonna be people in 20 years in WWF that just know Hogan as some dead guy. Like, oh, that guy was dead before. Like 20-year-olds, like people born like this week that are gonna get a WWE contract when they're 20, and someone's gonna be like, "Were you inspired by Hulk Hogan? Who that? Oh, he was the guy who died. I didn't really ever watch him. Like, it's wild to me. It's wild.
Hogan was still so popular even after he had been retired for a while that you have to keep in mind like his action figures were still like one of the hotter selling action figures. And this guy was wrestling for he's been retired for such a long time, he was like so ingrained in wrestling that now that he's gone, it must have been like when Walt Disney died,
Yeah.
In a sense.
And by the way, just want to know, I'm not going to feel this way when Ric Flair or Vince McMahon die. In fact, I encourage people to shit on Vince McMahon. the second he dies. Fuck
Yeah.
that guy.
Fuck that. Fuck Junior.
I don't give a fuck when he dies. I encourage everyone to immediately go online. I think they should follow Shane McMahon down the street and yell at him about his father. Like I hate, like fuck Vince McMahon. So, but I gotta be honest with you, I'm never gonna feel this way about another celebrity's death again, unless I become friends with them. Obviously, like, I don't know, if me and fucking Rhea Ripley become best friends, I guess I'll feel bad if she drops dead. But I'm never gonna feel this like Cody Rhodes could be found dead tomorrow. I'm not gonna care as much like this. Like if people are like, I'm kind of be a little annoyed. People are like fuck Cody Rhodes because what did he ever do? But I'm just saying that like if Cody Rhodes has a stroke tonight, right? And I wake up in the morning and people are like fuck Cody Rhodes or he's a fucking jerk off or whatever. I'm not gonna lose. I'm not gonna be upset about it. Like this is it. This was the last guy in my life that meant it. You know? Are you gonna feel bad if Cody Rhodes dies tonight?
Yeah, I'll feel bad, but because you'll be
Okay.
dying young. Because you'll be dying young. Yeah, I'll feel bad. I'll be like, I know he's got a daughter. I don't want a fucking a little kid to like not grow up with her father. That's awful.
I'm not gonna like. I don't know. Maybe I think people would have a. I think a lot of wrestlers would be so upset. Dude, imagine he dies tonight. We're like, imagine we wake up in the morning and he had a stroke and we're like talking about it. I'm just saying that like, yeah, I guess like if something really horrible happened, like I said to you, like if like Seth Rollins got shot in the street, I'd feel bad. Like like someone walked up to him and just shot him, but also, like he's not that good. I don't know. It's not. I don't like WWE's gonna like. I'm still gonna half the roster could blow up in a plane crash, and I would still watch SummerSlam this weekend. You know?
Yeah.
I'd be excited. I feel like dude. I feel like they'd have to make a deal with AEW to have SummerSlam continue. They'd have to be like, hey, can you have Hangman Page wrestle Moxley at SummerSlam? Because WWE's not going to cancel the show.
No.
No, the whole roster could be dead. They'll just have TNA guys show up and AEW guys. They'll fucking make a deal. Anyway, all I'm saying is Hulk Hogan, the last celebrity I'll ever care about. Fuck everybody else. Fuck Vince McMahon. And we'll see you next week for a cold day in hell.
See you guys.
See you guys.